Welcome back, you guys, and happy 2020. So 2019 was quite a crazy year for me, so I'm so ready to tackle on this next year. So basically for this first video, my friend Alyssa and she was in my last video that I had posted, and we were just talking in my house, and I was kind of struggling on what I wanted to do for my first YouTube video here on my channel. And she was just basically like, why don't you do a video based on the new year, achieving goals, getting your money up? So why don't you just do a really nice, glowy makeup work look? So that is what I'm doing here, and I hope you guys like it. So I'm starting off with the WetnWild Photo Focus Foundation. It's what I use basically all the time. I've used it in my past videos, and I'm applying it with a Sigma brush. This brush is amazing. I've used it quite a few times here in my channel, and I've kind of gotten out of the beauty blender sponge era. I use it sometimes if I want to make my foundation look more a little pressed into my skin whenever I have more time, but if I'm just going to work, I only have a limited amount of time, so that is what I'm going to do here for the purpose of this video. And so when I don't have time to, go back and forth damping my beauty sponge, I just kind of use my brush, the same brush that I just used for my foundation, and I put on my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. This concealer is by far the best drugstore concealer I've ever used or ever came across in my whole entire life. It helps me just look a little bit brighter and more awake, which is exactly what I need on those long days at work. I am a server though, so I do work long days and long nights. My job does not close till 2 a.m. So I always want to make sure that my foundation and my face makeup is on point. I was listening to music while I was filming this, so if I am getting it like I am right here, it is because I do have my house music in the back playing. Here I'm just showing you my Revolution baking powder in the shade Banana. My camera cut off while I was filming that part, but I just put it on with a Real Techniques powder brush, and I just fluffed it all over my face so I could set it. And here I'm just using an Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kit, and I'm taking the darkest shade and I'm using that to contour my face, to kind of sculpt everything out, my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and my jawline, and I am applying that with a Real Techniques contour brush. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram. My name is Chloe with triple E, and then my last name Early _. A trick that I've learned when trying to properly place my contour whenever I was first starting to do highlight and contour is just to put your fingers right there on your cheek, and you'll find your cheekbone, and then right under it there's a little groove and there's a little indentation, and that's where you place your contour, and it makes that shadow. Now here I am using my Morphe cheek palette, and it is very banged up and broken, so I am just taking a hot pink shade. Any hot pink shade will work. This one just has a little bit of glisten in it, but it is beautiful on top of this contour shade. And I do put my blush on my cheekbones, up the sides of my face, a little bit on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and I dust it over my chin. And no, you do not have to put on this much blush. This is just my preference. I am a blush freak. But yeah, this is just my preference on how I like it on my face. Feel free to dab it, bathe yourself in it, do whatever you gotta do, girl. Here, my friend showed me this makeup artist on Instagram, and I can't remember her IG handle. I'm trying to look at it through the screen here, editing it, and I just can't find it. But she showed it to me, and it took me by surprise because she is so talented. So whoever knows who this makeup artist is on Instagram, please leave it down in the comments below, because I'd love to give her a shout out and just show her some recognition because she's dope. And yes, I do brush my eyebrows through with a toothbrush when I don't have a spoolie. And currently I am not filling in my eyebrows just because my eyebrows are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're full and just where I want them to be. So I just kind of just brush them out. And I'm using my Rimmel eyeshadow palette, and I am using the lightest ash brown shade in that palette. And I am applying that with an Anastasia Beverly Hills two-sided brush, and I am using it on the fluffier side so that way I can create a smooth transition. Now pulling that palette back out and taking a very deep red, burnt orange kind of brick color shade, and I am placing that right pretty much where I put that first shade, but I'm just placing it a little bit more downwards so that way it's not clashing with the other color and I can really make some definition in my crease. And this part is so crucial for blending. Make sure that you blend until you don't see two different shades and lines of color between the two. Blend till your hand hurts, aka Jaclyn Hill. I will always keep that in the back of my mind. It sucks, it hurts, it's annoying, but you're gonna be so happy when it's all over with. Back to what I was saying about blending, I am going back into that first shade, that kind of ash color, and I am putting it right over top where the two colors meet, so that way there's no harsh lines, everything's airbrushed and beautiful. Now taking that very first white shade, and I am placing that on my eyebrow bone just to give it some highlight and more of a kind of like a pulled back look without the plastic surgery. Here I'm going back in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills fluffy brush with no product on it and just going over where I put the white just to make sure it's not too stark white and too frosty. Taking the other side of that Anastasia brush on the more flat-ended side and picking up that same white shade that we used to highlight the brow bone, and I'm placing it in a sort of kind of half-cut crease shape, and taking the other side of that brush, the more fluffier side, and making sure there's no harsh lines as well. But if you look more into my tear duct where the white is that I just placed, it kind of opens up my eyes just a little bit and makes me look more awake and less tired, which is exactly what I need on days where I am dragging. And it's super easy, super simple step, and it works. Now taking my eyelash curler and curling my eyelashes. I use it in a kind of like a pulse motion, and I'm just prepping it for my mascara. Also, my apologies for the cat hair floating in the video. I'm sorry, any of you cat mamas, you know the struggle. So here I'm taking my Rimmel mascara, and I'm just putting my mascara on like I usually do. I do apply my mascara a little weird, just like this right here. I go up and down through the front and the back, which is kind of weird to watch myself do because it's kind of gross, but it's the only way that I can get every single micro hair on my eyelashes completely saturated in mascara, because I cannot stand to have foundation, powder, makeup, eyeshadow, whatever it may be, still on my eyelashes after I apply my mascara. It's not a good look for anybody. I truly wish that I could use the music that I'm actually listening to in this video that while I'm recording on my actual video, because it just fits so well. You would understand why I'm dancing the way I'm dancing. House music, if you're in the EDM community, is very boppy and very catchy, and I'm just so scared of copyright issues. So if anybody knows how I can use music on YouTube without getting in trouble and doing it the right way, please let me know, because I need to do that. I need my music back in my life. I need it on YouTube. I gotta figure this out. I picked up my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit once again, and I am applying this with a Sephora tapered brush, and it is in the shade Bubbly. It is more of a golden champagne shade, which is my personal favorite type of highlight shade, and I'm putting this on the high points of my cheeks, down the bridge of my nose, on the tops of my eyebrows, and on my Cupid's bow. Also, I know that a lot of people do wear false lashes to work, but for me, as of recently, I wanted to be true to what I was saying, and I have not been applying false lashes to work lately. I don't really know why. I just think I just don't have time and think about it, but a good mascara will do the trick, especially when you are limited on time in the mornings and you're trying to rush and get out the door. Just find a good mascara that works for you, and I promise you that it wouldn't let you down. Going back in with my Real Techniques powder brush and just going over everything to make sure everything looks more melted into the skin than sitting on top of the skin. And going in with my Kylie Cosmetics kit in the shade Candy K, I am using the lip liner first and just lining my lips. Now when it comes to my lips, I feel like it's kind of like a butterfly. Each side has to be connected in exactly the same as the other side. I am very OCD whenever it comes to lining my lips and making sure everything is perfect, so bear with me. Now taking the liquid lipstick that it comes with, and I am just filling in my lips and making sure that my lip liner is also blended in with the liquid lipstick. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and leave it like this and be done with it, but for me, I had to put a clear gloss over it. And we are done. I wanted to put my hair up for the simple fact of this work video, so this was super easy and fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.